Hello, this is Mark from I Am Organic Gardening, and today I'm going to show you how to build my all-in-one worm bin and harvester. So this is going to be some of the items we're going to need. We're going to need two brand new 5-gallon buckets with lids. Now the lid should have an O-ring in it to keep the worms and the debris on the inside. Now you're only going to need one for the project, but the other one we're going to use that to save our castings in. So now we need something to cut the plastic bucket with. I use a pair of pruning shears. It has a little knife attachment here, and you can poke into the bucket and make a nice cut with it. It takes some time, but it's easy and you won't hurt yourself as much as using a knife. Magic marker we need for outlining, 1/4-inch drill bit, a 3/8 drill bit for the metal rod, 8 wood deck screws. Then we also need 8 1/4-inch by 1-inch long regular screws with attachment, washers, a drill, wire mesh, 1/4-inch wire mesh, and that's going to be measured. I cut this already. It's going to be about a foot tall, exactly a foot tall, and 16 inches long. Then we need our cordless drill, wood. The base is 2 feet long, I cut, and also a foot that goes up on each side. A threaded rod that's 3 feet long. This is 3/8 rod, and it's 3 feet long. And last but not least, a piece of regular paper, 8.5 by 11, and some tape. So first we attach our lid to our bucket very securely and make sure it's pressed down all the way. And now we're going to take a 3/8 drill. We're going to drill right in the center of the lid and also on the bottom right in the middle, so we can place the rod that it spins on through there. So what you can do to help you center the drill bit is take your pruning shears and just make a little mark in the middle, like a little divot, and then you can get your drill started in there. Now we have both sides done. This is the lid, and then we have our base, which is done. Now also, here's a little tip. See this little tab here? It's only located one place in the bucket. What you do is connected here, but you just pull this off. You just snap this with your fingers, and then you pull this plastic all the way around the bucket. Now a lot of people don't know that, so what you can do, it makes it easier to peel the bucket off because you're releasing the seal on the bottom. It will always seal tight, but then you can grab it and peel up the corner to take your lid off a lot easier. Now with the lid still on, this is step number 2, is see this logo they have here? This is perfect because that's going to be your outline, and you're going to cut right on that edge around the whole thing. If you buy a 5-gallon bucket or pail that does not have this, you can always take a piece of paper and come off 1.5 inches on the bottom here up, and then tape it on, then take a magic marker and outline the whole thing, and then cut on that line. So here we have the piece of paper taped on, and what you just do is just take a magic marker and go right on the edge of the paper onto the bucket, and you go around the whole thing, and then you'll cut it out. I'm going to use the decal that they have there already and cut around it. So next we're going to cut on that whole outline of that decal. Now we're going to take our pruning shears and we're going to start in the corner. You want to make your corners nice and clean, and you want your bucket on the table nice and flat, and you're just going to start by a little bit right there. You want your corners nice and clean, and you're going to go right down the edge. Once you have the corners cut away, you can always take the pruning shears and place it on the inside and just cut the plastic like with a scissor, because it's perfect. It does a great job. So we're all done cutting, so we're just going to remove it. We're going to save this, don't throw it away, don't break it. Now, we're going to take our lid off the top, and now we're going to install our wire mesh inside. Just curve it a little bit. Slide it in. Now, you want to center it. You want to make sure it goes all the way to the bottom, down there, so it bottoms out. And then you want to make sure that you have coverage on both sides. It should extend at least 1.5 inches on both sides, depending if you use the decal you cut out or the piece of paper. You want equal amounts of coverage of the wire screen going on each side coming up. Now we're going to approximately take our center of our place that we cut here. We're going to drill a hole first, and on top and bottom about 1/2 inch up, and we're going to attach the screen. Always start in the middle of the screen first here, and then attach your screws, and then work your way out and then attach them on the side. This way you're going to take the curvature of the screen and adhere or pull it close. If you start on the sides, it's going to bow in the middle too much. So you start in the middle and you work your way outwards. So we start in the middle, so we have our first bolt here, or screw, and then down below. And then we're going to attach, we're going to put our washer on, and nut on top. Now these bolts are extra long. They didn't have 1 inch long ones. These are 1.5 inches or 1.75 inches. Next, you're going to do the ends. So you're going to do a hole here and one on the bottom, but at least come out 1/2 inch on each corner to drill. Now when you're all done, it should look like this. You should have 1 in each on top and bottom in the middle, and then 3 on each side. And on the inside, you can see they extend. Now again, these are 1.5 inches or 1.75 inches. You're going to get at least 1 inch long one. But the best thing is when you spin the bucket, this is going to kind of like fluff up the soil or the compost or worm casting on the inside, and then be able to go on the screen. So it's kind of more like an aerator. Next, we're going to make our stand, which is board in the middle, 2 feet long. I use 2x8s, but you can use 2x4s. The only difference would be this would be skinnier on the side here, so you're going to take another 2x4 and make a leg across the bottom here, so it doesn't, tilt back and forth like this. Now we're just going to attach 2 screws on each side, and also on the top here, we're going to put 2 screws right off center on the middle, so we can put the metal rod right in between. Now everything is done. Congratulations. Now we just have to take the metal rod, place it through the middle, and let it come out the bottom, and it goes right on top of the stand for you. And then you can take the handle off if you wish, or leave it on, and then we just spin it. Now you just put a piece of plastic down to catch the worm castings. So when you're done spinning the barrel to get enough worm castings out that you want to sift next, just take your barrel, put the cover back on, and you're just going to slide it right into the other bucket, like so. And that cover that's on the inside that I showed you that you're going to save is going to keep the worms from coming out on the side. Plus you have a gap on the bottom for water to drain out. And one last thing, you never want to fill up the bucket with material more than halfway. Now, this was the old one. You can see here, see how the worms like to come out, and they're sitting right there. But that's my worm casting area. And they're making all that beautiful worm casting. You can see the worm castings right on the edge. The next step, I was going to show you a screen, but a lot of people wrote in and they said it was too small and they weren't comfortable with the size of it, of course. So I went to Walmart and I found this metal basket over here. I will provide a link for it, but it's the same mesh. This is 1/8 mesh. It's a garbage pail and it's round, so you can put your worm castings in here and sift them through into your other bucket. I believe it was $12, but I'll make sure when I list it below how much it costs. I'm sure they sell this on Amazon too. Just look for a metal screen basket, and you have to see that the holes are usually 1/8 inch openings. I want to thank you very much for watching this video today. If it's something that I left out or you're missing a part, let me know and I'll clear it up for you immediately. And hope you enjoy building this. It's quite easy and it's going to save you a lot of time in the future. Thanks and enjoy your day. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe.